Well, judgment has been reserved in the case of former Wits University SRC president and fees must fall leader Mcebo Dlamini. He's been applying for bail in the High Court sitting at Palm Ridge. He was denied bail last month by the Johannesburg Magistrates Court. Dlamini was arrested last month at the university's residence in Parktown. The arrest came after a month of violent protests at Wits University. Students clashed with police on several occasions, resulting in several injuries and many more arrests. Mcebo Dlamini faces 5 charges, namely malicious damage to property, assault, public violence, theft and possession of a dangerous weapon. All charges are linked to his involvement in the Fees Must Fall protests. Well, our reporter Griselda Lewis is at the court. She joins us now live with an update on proceedings. Griselda, good afternoon. So judgment reserved. We'll hear tomorrow what that is. But let's start with what Advocate Dalian Pofu for the accused was saying, that the charges against Dlamini are all trumped up and that there's political interference in this.
We'll have a meeting outside of the piazza.
Well, certainly, Natasha, but just before we get there, you can see behind me, these are the students that have been gathered outside the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court since this morning, showing solidarity from Mcebo Dlamini, demanding that he be released on bail. They say they'll be here tomorrow morning as well. It's just a bit of a wait until the presiding judge decides whether to grant Mcebo Dlamini that bail. And of course, you know that these students have also been maintaining exactly what the defense we saw do inside court since this morning, saying that the charges against Mcebo Dlamini are trumped up and it's nothing but a politically motivated attempt to get Mcebo Dlamini away from campus, given that he was one of the student leaders in the forefront of the Fees Must Fall marches that we've seen over the past couple of months. We really saw the defense there really point out to a number of incidents. First of all, saying that the state does not have a case, saying that they're simply relying on footage that does not exist. You'd recall during the bail application in the Magistrates Court last month, the state did indicate that it does have some video footage which will be brought to show or to implicate Mcebo Dlamini in violent acts at the campus. But the defense basically saying that footage does not exist. It was never brought to the court, and the only thing the state is relying on is 2 photographs, which the defense was also very critical of, saying that those photos do not show Mcebo Dlamini. They just simply show a photograph of someone from the back and also someone throwing a stone, but also questioning where that stone could have come from, saying that the court also needs to take that into account. What we really saw also come under the spotlight here, you would recall, of course, was that meeting that took place between the National Director of Public Prosecutions, the Justice Minister, as well as President Jacob Zuma at Luthuli House. That really came under scrutiny here today, where the defense suggested that these are politically motivated charges, and that meeting that took place between Shaun Abrams, the National Director of Public Prosecutions, the Justice Minister, and President Jacob Zuma indicate that even though we may not understand or know what the contents of that meeting was, this court simply cannot simply rule out the possibility that the issue of Mcebo Dlamini or other student leaders who'd been in the forefront of this movement, that issue was not addressed at that. Really critical as well, also bringing into question once again, as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, the integrity as well as the independence of the National Prosecuting Authority. But we really also saw the state there try to, quite difficult if I must add, try to prove its case in stating that there'd be no surety whatsoever if this court had granted Mcebo Dlamini bail in this instance, that the incidents of violence that we have seen over the past couple of months would not reoccur once again. So at this point, what we're certainly waiting for is for that a ruling to be made at 10 o'clock. But these students here behind me, absolutely optimistic. They seem to be very pleased with the legal representation by Advocate Dalian Pofu as well as Advocate Tembeka Ngqukathiboy, and are basically saying this court has absolutely no reason not to grant Mcebo Dlamini a bail tomorrow. Also, one of the crucial things as well that the defense had also pointed out is saying is that the Magistrates Court initially didn't even find that Mcebo Dlamini was a flight risk. So that's one of the crucial points that the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court needs to take into account. So they're saying there's absolutely no reason. They're expecting victory tomorrow morning morning when the presiding judge does make his ruling.
All right, Griselda, then we'll wait to hear what happens tomorrow morning when he delivers that ruling. But a strong showing of support there behind Griselda, as you can see, those students all gathered outside court in support of former student leader Mcebo Dlamini. Now moving to